little D-muck from EH Defense. Put a little scoop in every single one of our watering holes. Well, all right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Family Dream Farm. It's been a little bit, but I'm gonna take you through some of the stuff today. Bucks are starting to look like bucks, and bean fields are planted, which means we're gonna move some cameras around from where they were in the woods on escape routes and stuff to out in the field, so they can see what's eaten. I'm gonna go through real quick my trail camera checking rig. Kawasaki Brute Force 750 with a little bit of wear and tear. I'm buying a box for the front for my camera bag and stuff, but right now handy dandy ratchets work. And we got a whole bunch of camera stands back here because we're going to be putting cameras in fields. I have no shortage of them. Actually, the camera here is already on one, on this mineral lick, but it's only been getting does, so we're going to switch that up a bit and get that on some beans, see where the bucks are. But I'll check back in a few. We're gonna go look at the food plot that had some of our best trail camera action all fall on it. I gotta see what it looks like now. It was flooded in the spring. We showed you that when we were doing stuff earlier, shed hunting and stuff, that it was super flooded. So we are going to see how it looks, see what I need to do to make it huntable this fall. Looks like I might have to come down here and make my watering hole a little bit bigger, but this is all good chicory around the outside here of the watering hole. The farmer kind of helped me out there a little bit so I can connect that. But this part's real swampy, Probably just get brassicas, but then we got some good clover back there and some good clover over there, but it's still a little bit too wet to do anything with. So I'm gonna go get this camera up. So even though I'm pulling the cell cam and there has only been does on it, I am going to keep a non-cell on this lick for the rest of the summer. Because once those beans start to pop and the bachelor groups start moving around, you can really change up the focus of where deer are. And I'd like to keep an eye on that. It's also that time of year. Got to take care of your water. Little D-muck from EH Defense. Put a little scoop in every single one of our watering holes, because we don't want EHD. Oh yeah, baby. We got soybeans and we got cell cameras out on the beans. That setup right there will probably stay until deer season. Perfect secluded bean field, gonna have tons of action. Can't wait to see what's on it. Extended battery, won't have to change that for a couple months. On video mode. Whew. Don't get me too excited. And I can hear deer busting through. Big bedding area back there. That's why I don't want to come back here very often, because they're all bedding right there right now. Now they're running across the road. So we won't return here for a while, but man, is it exciting. All right, guys, I apologize for the harsh sun, but that's just the cost of doing business here in late June. We're always going to advocate for really clean water and really good water. So I like to keep the edges of my ponds nice and clear. We treat it with EH Defense. There's lots of weeds growing in this one, which you can see, which is good. But every once in a while, you got to dredge it out. So the next step I'm going to do is come up here with my tractor and my backhoe attachment and clean out the edges of all these watering holes, especially the ones that get run off from the fields and full of leaves, just to do everything that I can to keep this water as fresh and clean as possible for the deer. There is a super heavy deer trail right here running along this watering hole that goes out into this hayfield. This hayfield bends around and it's pretty large. I think there's 13 acres altogether of hay, but this has been here for a long time. You can tell the water is very clear, very clean. I just need to dredge the edges here, make it a little bit deeper, get the leaves out. I put a trail camera on it, but we're always going to advocate for clean water. It's going to be one of the things we push over and over and over again, but got this one taken care of. Time to get on to the next one, my bigger project, and check that one out. So as you can see, not very sexy, not a lot of fun, very labor intensive. But if you don't keep your watering holes clear on the edges where the deer can get to them easily and drink from them without being afraid, they're not going to use them during daylight hours, especially when you're hunting. So you need to keep the edges of your watering hole clear of as much debris as possible, or at least half of it. I'm not going to weed whack that side, but I want this whole side to be used by the deer to drink. In order to do that, you got to keep the vegetation down, and man, it's a chore. But I'm going to come in here in a couple of weeks with the backhoe, dredge these out, get the EH defense system all in here, and then hopefully those during the late summer when we have our drought season, our water's nice and clean and clear, and the deer love utilizing it. And maybe I'll even kill an early season buck here again. He was standing right where that four-wheeler was when I killed him. So that's the plan. Second clover mow of the year. Damn, does it look good. It looks really good. They got the alfalfa all mowed down too. About to bale that up. This marrow looks hot. Had a bunch of bucks on it. Clover's thick. For the beginning of July, we cannot complain about where we're at. Things are looking good.